Hello, and welcome to my review of Infamous First Light for the PlayStation 4. Infamous Second Son is still one of the biggest and best PlayStation 4 games out there, so it shouldn't be no surprise to see some DLC arrive for it. Infamous First Light is the DLC in question. It's a standalone downloadable content that doesn't require you to have Second Son, similar to the way that Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry didn't need you to have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. You play as Delson Rowe's pink-haired companion Fetch in a sort of origin story that tells you what happened in her life that led her to being captured by the DUP, and then leading up to the events of Second Son. The story switches between Fetch talking to Augustine about her efforts to save her brother to flashbacks of her doing just that. Fetch is a far more interesting and likeable character than Delson, and dare I say, I enjoyed the story more than Second Son, and I hope she appears in a future sequel as hopefully a playable character. Gameplay now. For the flashback section of the game, it's very familiar to anybody who has played Second Son, as it's more or less a similar setup there. You are free to explore half the map of Seattle, where you can do story missions, which are a mix of the usual go to a certain place and beat the crap out of some enemies, and the new sniping sections where Fetch stands at the top of the building and you've guessed it, snipe enemies. It's okay, but I'd rather just beat up enemies in the good old fashioned way. Also, there's some side missions in Seattle to complete. You can collect Lumen to allow Fetch to gain more powers. Also, there's races to catch Lumen, and graffiti, which is similar to the graffiti side missions in Second Son. Also, there are police drones where you have to shoot a flying police drone that is flying around in a certain sector of the game map. Again, you complete all these missions to gain new powers for Fetch. For the present day section now, you're mostly doing stripped down version of the new game's biggest thing, challenge maps, where you have to kill enemies and save hostages so you can build up your multiplier to gain trophies and reach higher ranks in the leaderboard. The challenge maps are a great little time waster that lengthens the game for people who like to beat their own score. For the graphics now, they're still the same beautiful ones that appeared in Second Son, which is great, but it would have been nice to see some new areas to test the graphics, bar the one nearing the end of the game. Overall, this piece of DLC isn't actually that bad. The story will take you a good 3 to 5 hours to complete, another hour to complete the side quests, and a couple of hours to perfect the challenge maps. So you're getting about an 8-hour game for 11 quid, which isn't bad at all. There are a few faults. The iffy sniper sections are quite boring, and it would have been nice if there were some new areas. But then again, this is a DLC. And for DLC, this is really good, and for this reason, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I hope you enjoyed watching this review. Like, rate and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye.